Yo. It is Jimbo and happy Saturday. Happy day before Super Bowl day. I'm dumb hype because this is my second stream, so all right, like we're good. We're not ghetto anymore. Last time if you were here last time you saw it took us like what 15 minutes to set up, but we're good now. Welcome in. I am so excited to teach you guys about how to learn Python. The first time that I learned Python, it took me three different times. And that's because there wasn't like a good way for me to um there's no one here. There wasn't a good way no one really had any. I didn't I yeah, no one gave me like a blueprint of it. So I just never thought like, oh, there is one. Hey, if you are here, please post in the chat. Please say what's up. Um, so yeah, when I first started learning, no one really gave me a blueprint. So I just was on like YouTube. I was on Coursera. I was on Udemy. I was all over the damn place because I didn't really understand why I was learning it in the first place and where I would go to like learn everything. There was always like spots missing in my understanding. Like there were some things that people would gloss over, like the people that I'm sleep. uh Byron, it seems like you're the only person here, and I think Chris is gonna come too. Um but yeah, when I was learning it the first time, it wasn't really clear to me like how I should learn everything. And so that's what today is going to be about. And if you guys have questions, like please let me know because obviously I'm like your mentor. Um, Chris is gonna come. Chris is gonna be my moderator for today because it's looking pretty rough in terms of my ability to moderate like the chat and start coding and whatever. So let me know if you guys have your coding um, scripts and your IDEs open up. In the emails that I sent, sent you guys the link to not only the YouTube page but also the Python Jumpstart. So that's for anybody who hasn't coded like a lick of Python before. But if you have coded something with Python before, then you did not get that link. You literally just got the YouTube shit. So um, basically, the way that I started out, I had so many different resources, and I want to dwindle that down to like three or four resources for you today. And I also want to give you a blueprint of like how do you go about managing your time? Because a lot of y'all that follow me, y'all have like full-time jobs, part-time jobs, and you're making money on the side, and you don't really have a lot of time to learn Python. And for it to be like a full-time thing that you dive into. So we're gonna get into some things like that. Of course, I'm gonna be answering questions too. It's a Saturday, so I have my water and I got my beer. Because again, tomorrow is Super Bowl, so today is Super Bowl Saturday. That's what we're going to deem it. Um, all right, so let's get right into it. Basically, when you're learning Python, the goal is not to become an expert at Python. It's not to learn all the ins and outs and all the syntax and whatnot. The point is to get enough projects under your belt so that you have experience, right? You don't want to um like have three, four, five different um like goals in one. You want to set one goal. So I guess the at the end of today's stream, I want you to walk away with one goal that you have for yourself. Like I can't tell you what your goal is. My goal in the beginning was to learn Python to understand data better and to analyze data. But if your goal is different, then you should be learning it a different way. So I hope that makes sense. All right, cool. So first thing that you need to do is understand the why. Like, what's your why? If you have a why that you already know, post it in the chat. If you don't have a why, I want you to take like a couple minutes to just sit there and think like, at the end of this journey of me learning what I need to learn to secure whatever I need to secure, what does that look like? Does that look like me coding 50 hours a week? Does that look like me working from home? Does that look like me being an entrepreneur using Python? Um, and I'll tell you a story in a second of why that matters, right? But if you have that goal, then you'll be able to, like, I'll be able to give you the resources. Make sure that you guys can see me. All right, if we're cool, I'm gonna keep going, but let me know in the chat if it just um dipped out. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. All right. So when I was when I was learning it back in the day, I had an opportunity to automate shit. There was like I learned it like during the cool. I learned it there during the pandemic, and so during the pandemic, if you remember, PS5s had just came out, and there was like a huge shortage. So I had no clue whether like how I was gonna get mine. And so I was like, oh, it is cutting out. Uh, okay. I'm gonna keep going. There's some I just got a text from somebody that it's that for them it's good. So if it's cutting out for more people, just let me know. And I don't know. I'll try to figure out the tech. But so the PS5s had just come out. They were sold out, and I was constantly checking Best Buy's website. So I was like, all right, yo, what if I could use Python to automate like when they drop the next round, if I could automate it, build a bot, like I be seeing people do that shit on YouTube. I be seeing people do it online. So let me just see if I could get into that. So then lo and behold, a couple weeks later, the drop happened, and then I had built a bot in the meantime to like sit on the website, sit on Best Buy's website, and let me know every day if there was a new drop, if the inventory had came in. So fast forward, it dropped, and it told me that it did, that they had inventory, but it was too late. So I had to like keep upgrading my bot and making it like way faster, way better. And tell me why, like from that I literally got better at Python. Like, unfortunately I never got it like from Best Buy, because I don't know, these bots that they create are crazy fast. Like, these are people that have been coding for way longer than me, and I was like outmatched OD. So, but because I was going up against people that were like competition, that were my competitors, it made me have to be better at Python. So that was my why. Like, you see, your why doesn't have to be some like, oh, I'm the audio's out. So y'all can't hear me right now. Yo, drop a let me know if the audio's out, cuz that's weird if you guys can't hear me. I've just been talking my my head off. I hear you, boss. All right, bet. All right, cool. My bad. All right. So let me continue. If your audio's out, I don't know. There's people saying that they can hear, so just check your connection, check your headphones. So it made me get better. So what I was saying is that just because around the internet you hear people's wives being mad powerful, like, oh, like I have kids to support, which is that's definitely powerful. Or they want to get themselves out of a situation, they're not making enough money, etc. It can be as powerful as that, but can also be as simple as like, yo, I really want the new Jordans, and I keep getting beat out by these bots. So Unfortunately, my story had a like a bittersweet ending because it made me get better and faster at Python. But it also, it also I never got the PS. I mean, I bought the PS5 from GameStop, but I never got it from Best Buy. So I wasn't one of the first rounds. But it does the story doesn't stop there because I started to look for opportunities where it's like, all right, bots from people wanting PS5s are going to be strong. Bots from people wanting like a to get Jordans is going to be strong. But what about if I were to like see a problem that where bots weren't so strong? And so I'm like, all right, I kept looking, and I started to. I live in New York City. I don't know where you guys live. Drop your location. Like, let me see what city you live in, so we could turn up. So I live in New York City, and for some restaurants, it's really hard to get a reservation, and you have to make that reservation online. So I was like, all right, let me see, let me check this out. So hey, New Jersey, let's go. Um, you my neighbor. So I was like, all right, let's check this out. So I went to the websites. I went to the reviews on Google, and they were saying like, oh, that it's always hard to get a reservation here. And I'm like, oh, bet. So I started to reach out to them, like, and I started to like anybody that was in that area. I started like DMing them like crazy, spamming the DMs, and I was like, all right, yo, like, what if I were to create a bot for you for free? Like the first three people, I was like, yo, let me just do this for free because I know that in the future I could probably charge somebody for this. So I was like, all right, bet. So then I like that worked out. That worked itself out. I started to like get mad people on my roster. I started like reserving it for them, and they started paying me like bread, like $50 the first time. And then I was like, oh well, my wait list is getting bigger, so I have to limit it. And so I started charging people like $75, $100. It ended the top rate was $100, so that's kind of like that's fire. But yeah, like that's my little Python story. Like that's what made me get really good. So when you're learning Python, the number one mistake that I see you guys make is falling into tutorial hell. Okay, I did not watch tutorial after tutorial after tutorial to build my bots. I literally watched one tutorial, and then I went to the documentation and I just started building like hella projects, like project after project after project. And if you build project after project, you'll start to see like Python is so big, like so robust, meaning that there's like hundreds of libraries, probably thousands now. There's like thousands of use cases, and they can be as specific as building a bot for a restaurant, or they can be as broad as like AI. So I don't know if y'all know this, but most of AI is built on Python. Those models, those machine learning models, are built using Python. So that's one use case. Another use case is I can use Python to, scrape websites automatically and get that information or book a reservation. Or I could use Python to develop a whole web page. What's crazy is that this site that you're on right now, YouTube, is dead ass built off of Python. Like they built the infrastructure using Python. You feel me? So there's so many different use cases, and you don't want to be stuck in a box by watching a tutorial and be like, okay, well, I can only use it for this. Nah, like you need to be building projects by yourself, right? And running into that frustration of like, what the hell? Like, what am I supposed to do now? How do I get out of this error message that I keep seeing? You need that because it toughens you up and it helps you to understand like, okay, here's my resources. Like I can go to W3 schools. I'm gonna drop that in the chat for y'all because these are resources that you guys need to have in your arsenal. So you can go to W3 schools and you can look up the syntax, or you can look up like different problems that other people have had. You also, like, instead of being in tutorial hell, I would try to build a project with ChatGPT. That's crazy to say because it's like, oh, this guy, he's a senior manager of data engineering. I have a whole full-time job. It's like, yeah, I use ChatGPT. I encourage my data engineers to use ChatGPT because what the hell? Like it knows way more than you, and it can help you to learn Python even faster. So you want to be developing in tandem, like in parallel with AI, because that's only going to make you stronger. Now, don't just feed it through AI and be like, yo, solve this problem for me. Because then when you get to the interview, you're not even going to know how to code. So that wouldn't make sense. Like, obviously, you want to use it as like a coach or an assistant or a tutor. All right, cool. So, any questions about that? We live, baby. Cool. So if there's no questions about that, we're gonna move on to the second one. So the first one I said was get out of the tutorial hell. The way that you get out of tutorial hell is building your own projects. Now, the second big thing I suggest is focusing on 4 building blocks. Okay, these are the most important things that you need to learn. And to be completely honest, all you really could just sit there and try to master these. These are the fundamentals. And once you master these, you can mix and match these with each other and then build a whole program off of that. I mean, like 30 lines, 100 lines, 1,000 lines. And I'm gonna tell you them, and then I'm gonna code them on the screen for y'all. And I see that it's like messed up. So let me bring it down a little bit. Cool. All right. So the 4 building blocks. The first one is variables, right? If you've ever coded any language before, variables are the absolute minimum. So you got your variables, you got your loops. Loops are things that help you to repeat stuff. So if I say, my name is Jim, and then I say my name is Byron, or I say my name is Chris, it's like that's mad repetitive, bro. Like I don't want to keep saying that. So you run a loop to say, yo, instead of me coding this 4 times, I'm gonna have the computer do it for me 4 times, but I'm gonna only have to say it 1 time. Okay, so that's a loop. And then you have your if statements. So your if statements are like, if it rains, then I'm gonna bring an umbrella. But if it doesn't rain, then I'm not gonna bring an umbrella because then you just look stupid, right? So if it does rain, then do something. That doing something is bringing an umbrella. Okay, I'm gonna get into that like we're gonna start coding and shit. But so we got variables, we got loops, we got if statements, and then the last one is functions. And we're gonna build all that today. So if y'all are ready to jump in, let's do it, my boy. So if we're talking about, let me clip this real quick. I got a little mic. So, and let me know if the sound cuts out because I got the mic on. All right, so we got variables. So if we said name, matter of fact, if y'all let me know if y'all can see that, because if not, then I'll make it even bigger. Cool. I feel like it was too small for me to even see. Cool. So we got name, and obviously like put your own name, please. So this is a string. We're gonna put the name Jim in there. Okay. So I'm gonna say name equals Jim. This is a variable. It just holds information. We could hold a string like this, or we could even hold like numbers like age. Age equals 85. That's me in the future. Don't far from now. All right, so we got age equals 85. We could have like fruits equals, and this is going to be a list of fruits. So pineapple, I can't spell. Pineapple, we got kiwi, we got bananas, whatever. All right, so we got 5 things in this list right now. So these are all variables. Name, age, and fruits. They're all variables. They hold information. The first one is holding a string with my name in it. The second one is holding a number. We're gonna call it a number, even though it's called an integer. We don't need to get into like specifics and shit. And then the fruits is holding a list of 3 different fruits. So we have 3 items in there, right? Cool. So these are variables. Next, we have loops. So if I were to say, all right, I'm gonna say, oh, Jim's favorite fruit is pineapple. So if I were to say that 1 time, I would say print Jim's. And if you know how to code, don't skip ahead of me. You feel me? Jim's favorite fruit is, and then I would say kiwi, right? Then I would say print Jim's, like, bro, this is already getting mad, like boring, and it's repetitive. So you don't want to keep repeating yourself. if you start to repeat yourself, then you should start to say, "All right, bet there has to be a way that's easier than this. Has to be, because why would like imagine YouTube? How many lines of code is YouTube? Probably like a million, 2 million. You think people are sitting there writing like, oh, print this, print that? Like, nah, that's not happening. So what they're doing is instead of saying this three times for each fruit, right? They're gonna say, actually, for fruit in fruits, we're gonna print, and we're gonna take it up a little notch real quick. We're gonna print name favorite fruit is, and then we're gonna say fruit. Okay, I'm gonna explain this. Like, let me know if I'm going too fast. Let me know if like I don't yeah, you're like, oh, you're going too fast. I don't understand it. Like, let me know that so I can slow down, so I can like explain it. Is that that's only like four of us in here, so let's keep it funky. Like, it's only four of us. It's not like I can't answer you guys' questions. So let me know. Even if you're not coding along, just let me know. Like, I bet like this is too fast. I'm not understanding it, or like, yo, what is that you put? All right, bet that's our like contract, right? Real quick. All right, so I'm going to minimize it only because you need to see the output. Um, real quick, real quizzic. Okay, so you guys see the program for fruit and fruits, and then print name whatever. This person's favorite fruit is fruit. So when I say run, you see it says here, Jim's favorite fruit is kiwi. Jim's favorite fruit is pineapple. Jim's favorite fruit is kiwi. Jim's favorite fruit is bananas. The reason why it says kiwi twice is because uh, the kiwi one is hard coded. So let me minimize it even more. I got you. So if you see, right, I already said print it out, and I did that. So I'm gonna just comment that out so that nah, we don't want the program to ignore that. So we ignore it, and then we run, and bang, you only have Jim's favorite fruit is pineapple. Jim's favorite fruit is kiwi. All right, bet. So when you extrapolate a bit, meaning that like you take this information and you say, who cares? Like, why would I want to do this over and over? Like, what does this mean in real life? What it means is, if you want to do something repetitively, like check a website over and over and over every day, every second even, you can say, hey, for fruit and fruits, you're right, print blah 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 blah. I would say, while the this is a different type of loop that you could say, while you know the length of fruits, and I'll help you understand that later. But while the length of fruits is greater than 0, then we want to print out. We're gonna actually, I'm gonna just copy and paste this, to be completely honest, because we want to speed ish up today. The Super Bowl is tomorrow. You feel me? Like, that's all I know that's all we care about. So let's spruce it up a bit. So we're gonna say, while length of fruits is higher than 0, right now the length of fruits is 3, because we have 3 elements in there: pineapple, kiwi, bananas. You feel me? Cool. So while the length of fruits, which is 3, is greater than 0, we're gonna print this out, and we're also going to we're going to, let's put this in a variable. We already learned variables, so y'all know how to do that already. I don't need to do that again. So I'm gonna say length equals length of fruits, and then now I'm just gonna say length. This is so that, like, the reason why I put this is information right here. This function length, it tells you the amount of items in a list or some other data type, but right now we're working with a list. So it tells you the amount of them. So this is just 3 right now, right? So I'm just putting 3 into length. Is literally just the number 3 into length. Remember, length variables are information holders. They hold information. So length has the number 3 in it right now. So we're saying while 3 is greater than 0, we're going to do something, right? I'm going to put a comment here that says do something. And the thing that we're going to do is obviously print out blah, blah, like somebody's name is fruit. Somebody's name, their favorite fruit is whatever fruit we're on at that current like iteration of the list. So here we're going to say length minus equals 1, because you don't have to understand what that means. Like, don't worry about that. But we're going to take 1 away from length. So length right now is what? I already told you. Length is the length of fruits, which is 1, 2, 3. There are 3 things in fruits. So the length of fruits is 3. So length is 3. Length is 3. When we come down here, length is 3, but we're going to minus 1. So when we go through the loop again, is going to be 2. Does that make sense? Because 3 minus 1 is 2. I bet. So I'm gonna instead of having these are 2 different ways to have loops, right? So I'm gonna comment this one out. So this is the first loop that we made, and then yeah, this is red, so that means that I did something wrong. So print f names favorite fruit is fruit. Fruit we haven't made a variable, right? Like where are you getting fruit from, bro? Like what are you talking about? Does that make sense or no? So instead of having fruit here, I'm going to have fruits as the list. And then I'm going to say length is in here. I'm a promise you guys. I'm going to like, if you guys don't understand it, like, please let me know. Like, please. All right. This index out of range. So that means that when we went through it the first time, it was 3. And this is something that you have to understand about programming. Like programming goes from 0 to, it starts at 0. In English, we start at 1. So we say, okay, like how many items are in this list? There are 3. There are 3 in there. But if we wanted to count and we start from the place, pineapple is at place 0, not 1. Let me know if y'all tracking with that. And I see some new people. We got 8 people. What's going on? 8 people. Drop something in the chat to let me know, like, you feel me? That you can hear me, that you good, that you here on this beautiful Saturday, this Super Bowl Saturday, and that you watching along. So programming starts at 0. So this is 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2. Okay, so 0, 1, 2. Instead of 1, 2, 3, we got 0, 1, 2. Cool. I bet. So while we're already here, length equals 3, and then while length is above 0, we're going to do something, and then we're going to minus 1 every time. The problem is that here it's saying fruits length, and so the length is equal to what right now? Actually, yo, let's make this interactive. Fuck it. The first person that says it, I don't know, you get like a free Python jumpstart. So the length, what is this number right now? Length is equal to what number? I don't know, it's dead quiet. I don't know. What is it? Number of fruits. All right. So the number of fruits, how many fruits are there though? We got pineapple, we got kiwi, we got bananas. You said 2. There's 3 fruits here. So length, exactly. There you go. Yo, what's your name, dude? Is it Evenson? How do I pronounce that? So the length of fruits right now, exactly, at Evenson Monpero 1880 Got it right. It's 3. So 1, 2, 3. There's 3 fruits in there. So length is equal to fruits right now. So that means that when we index into fruits here, right? We're indexing into fruits. We're saying fruits, this list right here. Oh, let me put it down. My bad. I didn't even know that y'all couldn't see it. So the length of fruits is 3. So we need to minus 1 from here, and that'll oh, hold up. This is what happens every time that you like when you're. This is a bold move to code in your face like this is crazy. But with it, you have to like play around sometimes. And you'll get it. You'll get it. Even someone like me, I've been coding for like 8 years now, and you still have to like play around. So we got it. Jim's favorite fruit is bananas, kiwi, pineapple. Cool, 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 cool. All right, bet. So let's move on real quick. So we went through some things. We started naming variables up here, right? So we got name, we got age, we got fruits. Fruits is a variable that holds a list of, like Evenson said, 3 different items. 1, 2, 3. Cool. So then we used a loop here, and remember the other 2. And I'm gonna write this down so that y'all like understand it. So let me put it in the chat. Let me put it in the chat. The 4 building blocks of Python are variables, loops, I was gonna say, like, I don't know if I should put if statements. If I put conditionals, would y'all understand? Like if you say if then something, that's a conditional. So I don't know if y'all want to put conditional or if then. I'm gonna just put if then for now. If then statements and functions. Cool? And then let me pin that so that everybody can see. All right, bet. So now that's at the top. So now you just go to the top and you see. All right, bet. So those are the 4 building blocks of Python. So we already did variables, we already did loops, and now let's do an if statement. If statements are dead ass so fun because that's what like games are built on. So like if you what's your favorite games? Like put that in the chat, bro. Like what's your favorite games? My favorite games to play are Mortal Kombat. That's number 1. What else? Like I like throwback stuff like Sonic. I like Call of Duty here and there. But shit like that. So let me just explain, like, if y'all have ever played Mortal Kombat, you see there's a health bar at the top, right? So every time somebody hits you, that health bar goes down. So that's an if statement. If someone hits you, deduct points by, I don't know, 5%. If it's a combo, deduct it by like 20%. Does that make sense? Like if then statements are literally the building blocks of all the games that you play today. So if we were to like let's do something like with this. Let's say if fruits. So let's go back to the loops real quick. I'm a comment this one out, and then I'm gonna uncomment this one because for loops are like my favorite thing to do if statements with. So if we were to have an if statement here, right? Instead of, remember when we said, that this is a loop, and that every time that we go through the loop, we're gonna do something. This is something that we could do, but this is hella boring. You're just printing something out. Like who cares, right? So I'm gonna comment this out, and instead of printing something out, I'm going to instead of only printing something out, I'm gonna say, all right, bet. For fruits and fruits, if fruit, I can't spell for real. You don't need to know how to spell if you code. You feel me? I mean, that's not really true, but you don't gotta be some like English major type shit. So if fruit is equal to pineapple, then we're gonna say, and let's start with like, I don't know. We're gonna build like a mini ninja slice. So here we're gonna say points equals 100. And if the fruit is a pineapple, then points minus equals, I don't know how many points I want to deduct. Like 5. Oh, that's too low. Let's do 10. So every time that we see the word pineapple, we're going to deduct 10 points. Okay. Then at the end of it all, we're going to print out how many points there are. So we started with 100 points. We went through the loop and we said if in this um, list of fruits, yo, my boy said 6.5. I'm sleep. Um, we'll all right. I'll change it to 6.5. Okay. So if we go through this loop and we see pineapple, every time that we see pineapple, we're gonna deduct it by 6.5 points. Okay. So for y'all math heads out there, if it's one time, then it should be 94.5 if we print it out. Does that make sense? Cool. So let me print this out. Let me run this real quick. Oh, yo, I'm dead ass dumb. It's 93.5. You also don't have to be a math whiz to code. You feel me? Like I'm dispelling all the myths today. Like you don't have to be a math whiz. You don't have to be some like mathematician. Like you could just be a person. Um. So cool. So instead of just saying points here, I'm gonna just say I'm gonna give the user name has points. Yo, this might turn into a gaming like a how to code a game channel. I don't know. So user name has blank points left. Okay, so we're gonna print this out, and bam, user Jim has 93.5 points left. Instead of saying user's like a old, I don't know, that's like old people ish. We don't really talk like that in the computer anymore. We just say Jim has 93.5 points left. Does that make sense? Like now we're like developing a game. So let's say if instead of having fruit, um, instead of seeing pineapple, what if we wanted to have like other things? Like if we saw a pineapple, yeah, you reduce it by 6.5 points. But if you see something else, then we want to reduce by, I don't know, give me another number. That's different from 6.5, obviously. So somebody give me another number that if it's different than pineapple, then you want to deduce by some other thing. There's a bit of a lag too, so like somebody say something. I know there's only like a couple of us in here, but all right, 15. All right, so if we see pineapple, then we're gonna reduce it by 6.5. All right, somebody else said 77.5. How about this? Like, if we see pineapple, then we reduce it by 6.5. If we see if we see kiwi, we're gonna reduce it by 7.5. That way everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like I give everybody a way to engage. So then we're gonna say points minus equals 7.5. Oh, see, I made a mistake here. This is not 7.5. This is gonna be kiwi. Okay. All right, cool. So now we got our little program, like we're dead ass building a program together. If we go through a list, and it don't have to be this list anymore. It's just any list that we give it. If we give it a list, and in that list we have pineapple one time, we have kiwi one time, and we have anything else, then these are the corresponding points that is going to reduce it by. Cool. All right, bet. So somebody who has a calculator like you could do the math. I'm gonna try to do it in my head. All right, so 6.5 plus 7.5 is 14, and then 14 plus 15 is 29. 100 minus 29 is going to be 71. So if I run this should say Jim has 71 points left. Unless I'm wrong and I ain't do my math right. But again, you don't have to be some mathematician. So let's run it. Oh, see, I'm it's like so wrong. So 6.5 plus 7.5 is 7, right? 7. Oh, no, that's 14. 14 plus 15 is 29. And then 29, 100 minus 29 is 71. That's correct. So that means that something else must be going on. Okay? Something else must be going on. So 63.5 is an extra 6.5. Interesting. Let's run this again. All right, so this is so what we're doing right now is called debugging. So we expected, like, the reason why I wanted it to be either right or wrong is because when you set an actual value for something and you say, I want this to, like, I know that this is going to be this, or you predict that this is going to be this, when you get the a different answer, then you know that it's wrong. Okay. What I mean by that is, like, you're just saying, obviously, like, of course you know that it's wrong because it's wrong, but there's no error message here, right? On the bottom, there's no red error message like we got like one of the first times. So if you just was like, okay, well, let me just like go on about my day and keep coding, then you wouldn't even know that there was something wrong with this program. Okay, this is called a semantic error. I'm gonna put this in the chat. Semantic error, where the computer just thinks is right because you just whatever, but you know that is wrong because you predicted that, okay, there was something that I wanted to see and it's not there. Okay, cool, cool. All right. So if we go through this program and we say, okay, for fruits and fruits, we started with 100, we know that. The first time that we see pineapple, then, okay, I got it now. So the first time that we see pineapple, right, is going to deduct 6.5. If means that, so we have three different if statements here. We got if, elif, and else. And I told you in the chat that it's, it's if then. But really what it is if else. So we have if here, we got elif, and then we got else. This if here means that if you see this, cool. If you sorry, let me start over. If you see this, right, then we're going to deduct this point. If we don't see that, but we see this, right, then we're going to deduct this. If we don't see either of these, then we're going to deduct this. The problem with this is that we are going through the list 3 times. We're going through the list 3 times because we have 1, 2, 3 fruits in it. 1, 2, 3. So we got kiwi, we got pineapple, and we got bananas. Okay, so we have 3 different times that we're going through it. So we're going to say for fruit, in fruits, every time that we go through it, Go Waiter says, I see it. What do you see, Go Waiters? What do you mean? So we every time that we go through it, we're gonna deduct this. Yeah. If you Let's see if you know it, Go Waiter. So you're like a coder, like you know how to code. Also, for everybody else, like, do y'all know how to code? Like, have y'all coded before, or this is your first time like watching someone code, watching a tutorial? Like, what does that look like for y'all? Because I don't know. There's like a couple of people in here that I know, and that I've like interacted with on YouTube before, like on my other lives, but because I'm starting to see familiar faces or familiar screen. What is it called? Uh, I'm Unk right now. Like, I'm showing my age. What the fuck are these things called, bro? They're called screen names. Like your username, basically. I'm starting to get more familiar with them. Um, but yeah, drop a chat. Like, let me know if you guys have coded before, because like that would help me. Like, I wouldn't, if I'm treating you like you're a baby and you want to like go faster, let me know, because I did this for beginners, like absolute beginners. All right, so we go back to it, and uh, okay, so for fruit and fruits. So the first time we go through it, it is pineapple. It is pineapple. So it's 6.5. And go waiters, like drop a chat if you know what the error is. Like drop a chat before I get to it. The second time that we go through the list is going to say, okay, we haven't seen pineapple. We this time is not pineapple, but it is kiwi. Okay. The third time that we go through the list is going to, I've dabbled. The third time that we go through the list is going to be bananas, and so that's going to be else. Like we haven't seen bananas before. And y'all, I got a cat, so she might be making a little appearance, a little cameo. You feel me? Um, and so like before I even diagnose the problem, what I like to do is I like to print out like print can be used to look and see. Nice, nice. Goblin Slayer. I'm doing it right now. Let's go. Bet, bet, bet. Um, Someone said the S in fruits for kiwi. Nice. You got some good eyes. So before we get to that real quick, I just want to show how we would even diagnose a problem like this, right? If you don't have good eyes like go waiters, right? Like what you can do is every time that we deduct points, we want to print how many points are left. Does that make sense? Like this is like the ultimate debugger that you have, and it's so simple. Like what? So we're gonna print it out, and then the at the end we're gonna say this person has this many points left. So we're gonna print it out, and we see it says 93.5. So that means that we did hit it. We hit it. Bomb. Okay, because 100 minus 6.5 is 93.5. The second time that we go through it, it should be 93.5 minus 7.5. Okay, which is 86, I believe. Should be 86. So 78.5 is not 86. So that means that it doubled what it should have. But that don't make sense because, and so we say, okay, 93 to 93.5 to 78.5, like how do you get there? That 93.5 minus 78.5 is 15. So that means that it skipped over this. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? Are y'all tracking what I'm saying? Like the reason why we know for sure that it skipped over this is because the first time that we go through it, it did minus 6.5, but the second time it minus 15. So that makes no sense. That means that it jumped over this and we went to points minus equals 15, which means that we never caught kiwi. What we could also do, let's keep it like simple because I was about to like upgrade us, but we ain't there yet. So that would let me know that there's some error here in the way that we either wrote this or there's something else. Okay. So go waiters, you had it exactly right. Is that there's an extra S, right? So if we were to print this out again, and let's try to be a little confident. Let me delete the debug real quick. And so now, if my math is correct, you feel me? If my math is correct, then the gym should have 71 points left, like I said the first time. So I might be a mathematician. I don't know. It might be. Bam! Jim has 71 points left. Okay? And that's because it took care of every case. We ran into pineapple, we ran into kiwi, and then we ran into everything else, which was bananas. Like we didn't specifically. Let me delete all these comments so that y'all can see. Yeah, it'll be easier for y'all to, let me delete this so that it looks a little bit more presentable. And we'll put this at the bottom. Okay, so we have the whole program here. Cool. So we went the first time, we had pineapple. These match, right? We went the second time through the loop, we have kiwi. The third time is everything else. We say else because it's everything else. We want to take care of all the other instances. This time it's only bananas, but we can add an. Let me stop right there. This time it's only bananas. So we're going to add up all of these. 15 plus 7.5 plus 6.5. That gives us 29. So 100 minus 29 is 71. We're going to get away from math because math is boring as hell. And it's a Saturday. I don't want y'all just on my live just like learning, like sitting here looking at math, bro. That's mad boring. So, all right, let's skip that. All right. But y'all understand the concept, right? Like we just did almost everything that we talked about. If you go to the pinned comment in the chat, the 4 building blocks of Python are variables, loops, if then statements, and then functions. So if I were to have a function, right? A function basically makes your code reusable. It makes it reusable. The point of programming is to solve problems. What's the point of programming? I want to see like 2 people dropping in the chat. I'm being like mad like a baby right now. Like I'm what give me I want 2 people to tell me like, yo, what's the point of Python programming? I literally just said it, so it's like it's mad easy. Yes, sir, to solve problems. Exactly. Let me get one more. One more, just one more. What's the point of Python programming, bro? What's the whole point? All right. So it's to solve problems. Yeah, understand. Like it's that has to solve problems. Like if you have a problem in real life, the problem that I spoke about in the beginning of the live was that the PS5 had come out and I need that PS5. Like I wanted to buy it. So I built a bot to solve that problem. I'm not about to sit on Best Buy's website with the phone by my head, like being like, sleeping next to it, like, oh, do they have it? Do they have it? Do they have it? Like, nah, that's crazy. So what you want to do is if you understand that Python is to solve problems, you will solve so many, like you will look for problems to solve, bro. Like that ass. Okay. And one of the biggest problems that Python solves is the fact that you don't have to repeat yourself. It's to automate stuff. You understand? It's to automate stuff. So I just automated going through this list 3 times. If I didn't do that, I would have had to write this 3 times, or for every time that there's an instance of a fruit in a fruits. Okay, cool. So y'all understand that. So using a function wraps all of this code up into one. So now I don't have to like understand each of these lines and have to go through each of them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a function called, I don't know, point reducer. And I'm going to take in the points. Bruh. And up here, I'm just going to, instead of just saying points, I'm going to say user points. User points. I'm going to wrap all this stuff up into that, tab it real quick. And now all of this is a part of this function. So now this becomes user points because that is this, right? Say it again here, user points and user points. Okay, so now I'm going to just return user points. And then I'm going to, instead of here, I'm going to say point reducer, and I'm going to put the points in there. Okay, this doesn't have to make sense yet, but it's going to be really cool. So this, I can put this out of sight, out of mind. I do not need this anymore. So I'm going to put this at the top of the program. Y'all already saw how I did that. So, oh, what just happened? All right, bang, point reducer. And then all of these are now just variables. So we're going to have our variables in one place. Cool. All right, bet. So now I'm going to redo this, and 3.5 points left. Um, and you see that we use this as a function. So our function is right here. And then down here, we literally just like referenced it. That's literally it. Okay. So, all right. So that's functions. We went through all the four building blocks of Python. Um, that is, I mean, it's been like an hour now. I hope you guys have had some value from it. But those are my two big piece of advice for you is that if you're learning Python, one, get out of tutorial hell, start building projects, do exactly what you saw me do, right? Like start like debug, um, even ask your friends for ideas, like, oh, give me three fruits or something like that. I don't know. Like just ask them for ideas like, yo, what game should I build? And of course you're not gonna be able to build Mario. I mean, come on. But or like Call of Duty, but you can build like a simplified version of that, and you can have like users and etc. I would start to on top of those simple projects, I would go all the way to like more advanced projects of like web scraping. Maybe you do like a CSV extractor where you extract the values from it. But those are basically like that is how you build value by building projects. Sorry. The second thing is the four building blocks. Make sure that you practice that over and over and over and over until you get it down. Okay, like here, this is a simple program, and you see that it's only like 23 lines of code. Make it 50 lines of code. We can always add functionality, right? Instead of having, oh, fruits equals pineapple, kiwi, and bananas here, we could have said, let me, we could have said instead, fruits is equal to basically your and then let me list these inputs too. You could have said, all right, instead of me actually hard coding pineapple, kiwi, and bananas, what I'm gonna say is, oh, you know, give me three fruits, okay? And now instead of having it hard coded, you can go to somebody and be like, yo, give me three fruits, and have them type the three fruits in. Does that make sense? So yeah, those are my two pieces of advice. If you guys want to, I think I want to go live again sometime next week, so please let me know what ideas that you guys have. Like what would you want to see me go live with? Would you want to see me like automate a web scraper to build like a bot? Would you want me to give you more advice on like, oh, how do you get past this step of like of beginner to intermediate? What other things that you should be learning? Like you've seen things like classes on Python, literally like a class. And if you have any questions about that, let me know. So appreciate you guys' time today. Um, I hope that you all are watching the Super Bowl tomorrow because I will be. Most of us will be. And I hope your team wins, especially if you are rooting for the Seahawks. Later.